Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Sprint 280 review. This is a normal 2-week sprint. Let's get started. I'll start with the overview. Actually, Gilbert on the UI, Adam on providers, and Joe on the platform. This sprint, we had 128 PRs merged. And of the closed PRs, an even split between enhancements and bugs. And over to Gilbert on the UI.
Thanks, Harrison. So for the UI, we had some bug fixes. First was the VNC console was fixed by an open source user. The fixed feature mismatch in NSXT security policy and rule flows was fixed by Oswald. I fixed a bug with preserving white space in the tree view names. I also fixed a bug with one of our forms to fix the initial value of the dependent field to yes. A couple enhancements I made. I converted the PXE customization template script to React and the orchestration stack template summary page also to React. Some other PRs we had, Joe got his Rails 8 PR merge. He also did a PR to change the Cypress test from 1 out of 4 attempts instead of 1 out of 10. Uh, Elsa had a PR to set the row data to a private method. I got a PR merge to modernize our MIQ browser defect function, or detect function. I deleted the MIQ date picker and date time picker technical debt, as well as the old JS code for some of the time profile form. Um, I also had a couple PRs for Ansible credentials tech debt and the hosting validation tech debt. Next slide. These were the dependency updates for UI Classic. Some important ones were Lodash ES, and tar were all included in the sprint. Next slide. For UI service, we had some dependency upgrades as well. Again, an important one here was tar was upgraded. Next slide. Same with UI components, dependency upgrades. Important ones were Lodash and tar. Next slide. So for going back to some of the UI bugs, the VNC console, as you can see before, it was kind of just showing this white screen. Now it loads properly after the PR was merged. Next slide. The fixed feature mismatch in NSXT security policy and rule flows. As you can see before, it would throw an error due to the inappropriate rule. Now that that's fixed, the page loads properly. Next slide. The preserve white space with the tree view names. Before it was kind of just taking all the white space, turning it into a single space. Now it properly preserves the white space and shows it as user intends. Next slide. And the fixed dependent field to initialize to yes. Before it would just initialize the form with no on the bottom there. Now I change it to initialize to yes. Next slide. The PXE customization template script. So this was converted to React. The before on the left side, you can see there, it was just in Haml Angular code. And now on the new form, we display the script into React component. Next slide. And the same thing with the orchestration stack template page. The entire summary page was converted to React, including the code mirror script on the bottom. That's it for the UI. Next is Adam.
Thanks, Gilbert. For core of this sprint, we added source details to the workflow context so that users can access attributes like the object owner and reference so that they can build, for example, URLs to the objects in the UI. Amazon, we added some new instance types and regions. And for KubeVirt and OpenShift virtualization, we fixed a VM memory collection bug that was causing 100% memory usage for all VMs, whether or not they were actually using that much memory. Next slide. We also added Proxmox vendor types. The Proxmox providers being built, and this unlocked the ability to run tests in the Proxmox provider, so that'll be coming shortly. For dependencies, we also updated to Faraday V2, which has been out for a number of years, but we had a couple of gems which were stuck on the older Faraday V1. So a couple of dependencies had to get updated, so we had to update the Azure SDK and the xClarity client and release those on our own Ruby gems since they're no longer maintained. And the Ansible Tower client was updated last sprint. For Amazon, we dropped the useless hasvix disk lib from the Amazon coordinator specs. This was part of some other work that we were doing and realized that it was not necessary in Amazon at all since it's VMware specific. So we dropped that as well as always updating for new instance types. Next slide. For AWX and Ansible automation, we added the MIQ provision task-based catalog ordering for Ansible automation. This lets you use workflows as part of your provision and retirements where the previous type did not. So as part of that, we're also deprecating the older generic types for AWX and Ansible Tower where the workflow is entirely defined in Automate. And this way, you can either use Automate or embedded workflows to be able to do your provisioning and retirement entry points. For Power HMC, we had a fix for the console URL. Newer versions have a different URL for a newer dashboard. And so this checks the version of the HMC provider and uses the appropriate console URL for that. We're also showing the build and version for HMC hosts now on the UI. For NSXT, as Gilbert mentioned, there's a provider side PR to fix the features for that security policy. And we also fixed a bug with no method error being raised for parent on a cloud network. This was renamed a while ago to module parent, and we just missed this one invocation. Next slide. For vSphere, we replaced the has vix disk lib column on MIQ server with capabilities, so we can have a more pluggable server capabilities list. So capabilities is essentially a JSON-B column where any provider can bring capabilities to the server, and so the vSphere we updated the VDDK scanning to use that. And finally, the new Proxmox virtualization environment plugin has been added over to the ManageIQ org. We've been working on it for a couple of weeks over in another fork, but now it's been promoted to the main organization. It's still not in the gem file yet, but it's being worked on here. It supports basic inventory collection for host VMs, networks, and storages. It has VM power operations, and recently some of our community users have added VNC console support and also basic cluster information for the collections. So look forward to seeing that being included in the main project shortly. And that's it for providers. Over to Joe.
Thanks, Adam. For platform enhancements this sprint, virtual attributes was updated for use with Rails 8, including less noisy warnings. Rails 8 support was added to the appliance console. The core repository was also upgraded to Rails 8. Adam updated CGI to 0.5. We applied the Rails 8 default configuration settings in core. And Jason updated the CodeQL settings to be closer to the defaults. Next slide. For bugs and maintenance this sprint, Jason removed the duplicate nightly purging script and fixed the options directory pathing. He also added bundler setup to load scripts through the bundle in CI, and he dropped an old service name migration in the RPM spec. Brandon fixed an issue with the missing .yarn by running License Finder before cleanup. We fixed an issue in schema to ensure our warnings go to standard error and not standard out, as we had some tools that were actually parsing standard out and were thrown off by the output. And finally, we updated the API client's test base entry point response. Next slide.
And that's all for our Sprint 280 review. Our next Sprint review 281 is on February 18th at the usual place and time. And I'd like to thank all the presenters today, all the contributors in our community, especially the Proxmox team and the Power team. They are new this sprint, and we're looking forward to see what they have. Thanks, everyone.